The era of the hypermasculine alpha male in the self-improvement space is it's over. It's dead. Right? I feel it. Many people feel it. There's been a big shift. People have kind of moving away from that now. They kind of had enough. The Andrew Tate popularized it. He came along, and there was a reason why became so popular, became so viral. Someone like him, as hyper masculine as he is because it was an antithesis of popular culture, mainstream culture, right? It was the opposite of what we see of how masculinity is being attacked in the mainstream and how it's bad to be a man and masculinity is toxic and so on. And so that was just a pendulum swing the other way. And it was necessary for that time. And a lot of good has come out of that. But I think generally the men's self-improvement space, the manosphere, whatever you want to call it, has become tired of it, has grown sort of I've grown a bit fed up of it because essentially, I speak for myself here, and I think many others. We're not like that. That's not us. It's not. Again, harper back to this. It's not authentic. It's not really who most of us are. Someone like Tate, he's wired in that way. That's his character. That's his personality. For all his pros and cons, that's who he is. Well, for the most part, I think, right? I mean, I do think he exaggerates plays a little bit more of a character online, but there's no doubt he is that hypermasculine guy. And yeah, it's not what most of us are. It's also the way it's promoted doesn't seem like a lot of fun. It's a bit too serious. Where's the playfulness? Where's the silliness? Where's the joy? Life is meant to be lived with a wink and a smile, and never take yourself too seriously. And that over the last couple of years, that type of masculine presence that has been pushed, it's got a bit too much. It's kind of cracked. That it is a bit too serious, right? It's a bit too pragmatic. It's a bit too, dare I say, boring. People don't want to live that way so much. And this incessance on working all the time, working really hard, making more and more money, right? And leading with materialism and so forth. That's not, most people aren't that way. Most people aren't wired in that way. Not everyone wants to be making millions and millions a month, right? Most of us just want to make enough money so we're free. We got some free time, or we work our way up in our careers and so forth. But we're not geared towards that. We don't want to work all the time. We need some breaks over here, We need some balance in our life. And of course, success, it means that you have to sacrifice to a degree, but someone like Tate, he can take a day off if he wants, but he doesn't, and he doesn't promote that, and that's not the way most of us are. And yeah, the space, cool, you can see it. The space is moving away from it, and it's crying out for balance. It's crying out for authenticity, and it's crying out for, I believe personally, it's crying out for more of a holistic approach, more of a spiritual aspect to the men's self-improvement space. So much has been centered around money, women, and your looks, right? And where is that? There's many aspects missing there, and I think we're all craving a little bit more of a balanced masculinity, a little bit more holistic, a little bit more depth to us, and a depth to the approach. That's why I see this space. That's why I see the masses here sort of crying out for it, whether they're aware of it or not. I see it. That's what people want. And I don't know if the space will change. I don't know. Maybe the space is what it is, and people will just come and go with the space, right? And you get what you learn from it, and then you move on and you go to other things and other interests. And maybe I see a lot of people that come into this space and then they move more into the esoteric and the spiritual and so forth. But I would like to see the space change. I would like to see the space take on that more holistic approach, take on more of the spirit. And when I say spirit and spiritual, I mean not, the woohoo sort of hippie woohoo shit. Taking the principles from the East and applying it into learning about who we are, understanding who we are, right? Figuring that out, figuring out what makes us us, and then understanding, once you understand yourself, how you can operate within society, and then hopefully build your own community, and that reaches out and changes the culture person by person. So that's kind of what I mean by a spiritual approach, and that's what I see. I see people kind of fed up with the shallowness of it. People kind of fed up with the bravado, a little bit of the mask put on. And some people want more. People want something more deep, more meaningful, more profound, more holistic. I see it going that way. And ultimately, I see people are like questioning who are the next bunch of big content creators and leaders of the space, and where's it really going to go? Ultimately, it boils down to you guys. It's all about you. It's always been about you. It's always been about just take what is necessary. Learn from all of these people, all different people, content creators and teachers and philosophers and politicians and scientists and everything, and take what you want and make it yours. And it's about you. And you create your own idea and your own version of masculinity, of who you are. And that's how it's meant to always be, not becoming a blind follower. By all means, sign up for their communities and pay for their courses, but always harvest back to you and figuring out who you are.